Hello Virgo! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. Trungles? Yep. Screwed it up on a couple other videos. There's a website, chroniclebooks.com, if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Websites for them, ToriHartman.com and WatkinsPublishing.co.uk. WatkinsPublishing.com is also valid, I believe. It's on a different one of Tori's boxes. So, if you want that information, enjoy. Enjoy. Virgo. Ooh, I love that card to start. You got a very green-blue card starting right off, and you're ending with a green-blue card. Let's just get the cards down. I feel like it's already starting. Oh, that card. It's in the environment. This showed up for a different one. I don't remember who. The vanity card showing up around you. Maybe in the environment. Somebody forcing something forward. And the perseverance and the vanity are going back and forth. It's kind of like, I feel like this is something you're dealing with. Ironically, I don't think you have a problem with it. Kind of like, as long as they keep moving, whatever. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, as long as you keep moving, yeah. Because there's some vanity there. There's some, like, showboating going on. Kind of like, as long as you get your stuff done, whatever. It's kind of like, just get what you need done and it's fine. Is it perceived vanity or is it really, like, a negative trait? And I'm questioning that. Because I feel like somebody's pushing themselves forward. And it may seem like they're vain, but that's how they get through these things. They're making choices. They're talking things out. They got the Star card. They're very optimistic. I don't see you having like... I don't see like an argument happening here, but it's kind of like, all right, that's a little overdone. But this might be what they need to do to get through the situation. I don't know. I keep questioning. Are they really that vain, or is it just like how like it's perceived that way? Just the way they come off, it comes off like, oh, you think a lot of yourself, huh? This they've done well with certain things. And they're very proud of certain things they've done. They put a lot of effort into it. They made it happen. This is who you're dealing with. And whatever they've done, they feel like, you know, not everybody puts in that effort. And they put in the effort and they feel like they should get the accolades for it. Again, I don't see you really having a big issue in the sense of like, I don't see you like calling this out. But it may be just that, you know, they're very proud of themselves and they feel like they've put in a lot of effort. I feel like if it just kind of like, I don't feel like we need to call it out. I don't see the point. Justice does seem to be on their side. They have put a lot of effort in. I'm wondering if they're putting more effort than you're seeing. I'm wondering if that's it. Because it just does seem like there's a lot of choices. They're keeping on point. On brand. That makes me wonder. Because when I say keeping on brand, it makes me feel like I not only want to do this within the correct boundaries, I also want to fit into the perceived, like I want everybody else to also see this as me, I'm doing it right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just do it right. I want people to notice I'm doing it right. That's kind of what I'm saying. I want to stay on brand. I think that's why I'm saying that. I want people to notice that I'm doing it that way. And there's a lot going into this. I also feel like they've kind of come to the end of their road on this situation. They have come to their end of the road on this situation. Like they've hit the pinnacle of whatever, as good as it's going to get. Like they've come to the pit, because I'm getting completion here. that it's kind of like, what are they going to do next? I'm almost wondering, like, do we have other things to offer here? Because I feel like that's what we need to go into next. They have something new or something they have to transition into. I feel like you might be a pivotal person, kind of like, all right, you did good with that. And they're going on about it and like, okay, yeah, I know. I know. Now that you've finished that, how about this level? How about going into the next level? And I feel like you're kind of like, hey, that was done. Here's another, if you're done with that, you did good with that, why not take it to the next step? Like Virgo or Earth, kind of like, all right, this is stable. Let's grow it a little bit. Nobody says we have to go crazy. Just like, let's grow it a little bit, see where we can take it, make a little more out of it. And I feel like you're helping this person. You're helping them move forward. But I feel like there's a point of contention, kind of like I don't need all the glitz and glam. I don't need the lights. I don't need I don't need all the showboating going on here. And I feel like that might get a little bit stressful for you, but it's kind of like when all this happens, just kind of like, I don't know, how do I explain this? It's kind of like, I used to work on the phone years ago, and there's certain rules you have to follow when you do that. And every now and then somebody would try to get my goat and try to get me upset so they could use it against me, and they would use some colorful language. And right or wrong, the way I would handle that a lot of times is like, I would just like omit the negative, and just like, if somebody said, you need to take this effing money and stick it in your butt, I'd be like, well, that money of yours, we could put it over here instead. That would be more, like, I wouldn't even acknowledge the negativity. I would just kind of be like, I would take the practical knowledge, like, okay, they're upset with the money, they want to move it, and give them a practical place to move it. I wouldn't even acknowledge the nastiness that they threw at me. I would just keep going. Which this is a little different, but I'm feeling like you might do the same thing. Like, instead of acknowledging the part of the conversation that you really don't care for, just looking past it and acknowledging or moving forward with actually the pieces you can actually do something with. I hope that analogy came across right, because I had that happen to me a couple times, and I've worked in different types of service industries, and just every now and then people don't like what you do, and they just say some nasty things to you just because they want to get your goat. And I've often found just not reacting to it and going on like it just wasn't said just seems to cool it down. And this is different. I know this is different, but like, whatever points of contention are happening in this conversation, just kind of like glazing it over and going into like, okay, this is what I can use from this conversation. I'm just gonna deal with the tangible. I'm not gonna deal with the parts I don't want to. It may seem strange, and you have to decide what's right for you, but I'm feeling like the more we center on things you can actually do with, and just kind of like, just don't acknowledge the part that you don't want to. It seems like you could do that with this conversation. You just don't want to acknowledge it, so don't. Because I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles is like, you're helping this person move forward. It seems like they're going to be kind of connected to you for a while, and that might be a more palatable way for you to deal with it. Because I feel like the less you play into the showboating, the less you're going to hear it, the less you're going to see it, because you just don't react to it. And it's no fun to showboat if people aren't reacting to it. So if you just don't react to it, like literally you don't even acknowledge it, or if when you do acknowledge it, you're like, yeah, that's good, and you just continue on, the less you react, the less it happens. And I feel like since you're going to be connected with this person for a while, that's the way this is feeling, that might work. Because I feel like this is how you get the little demon off you. It's a little demon here stepping on. That's how you get the little demon off you. Change your perception. Just kind of like, I'm just not going to react to that. I'm just not going to do it. And it just seems to happen less and less. And then I get used to just kind of like, yeah, they have those comments. So they like to boast about how good they did this or how good they did that. It's going to happen. That's fine. I don't have a positive or negative reaction. I just kind of like, well, it's Tuesday. It's kind of, oh yeah, that's Tuesday. That happens. And I just keep going. I just don't acknowledge it. It just doesn't happen as much. And it doesn't bother me as much. Justice is here for this person. And I do feel like you will acknowledge what really was done well. Although if this person's constantly tooting their own horn, you might be like, well, before I toot the horn for them, let me just give them a second. I'm sure they'll do it themselves. I keep feeling that energy. which is fine. Justice is there for them in the sense of like they are doing well. This person I feel like is a little bit more complicated than you might realize. I just wouldn't knock them down because I feel like this might be a person who does need to communicate more and they're working on it. And maybe they're just trying to figure out better ways to communicate. So they might be working through something. I'm getting, again, justice is in the favor of this person. Like, they're not bad. And there's something where they do feel like they lack in a lot of other areas. And sometimes they just want to be seen because they feel like other people don't. So being able to not play into it in a negative way, it serves you. Something's up with this person. For the people who are going to really hit with this, like the person here, they do showboat a bit, but there's a reason for it. And I don't think they're really hurting or taking away from anybody else. And I feel like if it's not your thing and you just don't like it, just don't react to it. Positive or negative, just don't react to it. Because I feel like it's fine. This isn't something you have to own or deal something with or figure out, like, why is this person doing this? I don't think that's anything you have to do. It doesn't feel like it anyway. But I feel like I don't want to like call it out kind of like, well, you're quite happy with yourself, aren't you? I feel like we don't want to do that because there's more going on with this person than we really know, and probably more going on with this person than you actually want to know. So if you just leave it and just don't react to it, they'll get used to it, you'll get used to it. It won't be a problem. I feel like the energy does stay positive between you and this person, and they start to realize that you don't really care for that and that you're just not going to react to it. I feel like it's fine. I feel like that's like, it's fine. I feel like they'll do that less and less around you. Not completely go away, but I feel like it'll be easier and more palatable for you going down the road. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.